I welcome you to this channel. Today we are going to check out a poem by John Keats, and the title of the poem is A Thing of Beauty. Now, before we move forward, let us first analyze as to what beauty is. What is beauty? There is a very popular saying that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. That is, the idea of beauty varies from individual to individual. What may be beautiful to you may not be beautiful to me, and vice versa. So, beauty or a thing of beauty can be anything and will depend on the individual. So, after defining this term beauty, let us proceed. Let us move on to the poem. And before I start, I would like to read the poem, A Thing of Beauty. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a bower quiet for us and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Therefore, on every morrow, we are wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth, spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth of noble nature, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways made for our searching. Yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirit. Such the sun, the moon, the trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon. For simple sheep and such are daffodils with the green world they live in, and clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. The mid forest brake, rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. All lovely tales that you have heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring onto us from the heaven's brink. Now, let us move on with the first few lines. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Anything that we consider as beautiful is a source of constant joy and happiness. The loveliness of this thing of beauty will keep on increasing with the passage of time and will never fade away, or it will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a bower quiet for us. Bower here means shelter. So this thing of beauty will act as a shelter for us. So whenever we are upset, whenever we are dejected, we will come to this shelter, and this shelter will provide us peace, happiness, coupled with sweet dreams and a refreshing sleep. So I hope that these lines are clear to you all. So we have understood in these few lines that the importance of a thing of beauty is it acts as a bower, it acts as a shelter for us whenever we are upset, dejected, unhappy, and gloomy. Or this shelter or this bower will restore our peace of mind and give us happiness. So whenever we feel upset, whenever we feel dejected, we'll go to this shelter. And what is this shelter? This shelter is a thing of beauty. So since we have understood the importance of a thing of beauty, we'll continue with the next line. Therefore, on every morrow, therefore, what we are doing every day, every morrow, we are wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth. So, therefore, every day we are weaving beautiful experiences. Flowery band can be taken as beautiful experiences that will make our life worth living in this earth, that will make our life happy. So, every day we are collecting beautiful experiences. Spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth of noble nature, of the gloomy days. Spite of despondence. Despondence here means disappointment. In spite of several disappointments that we face in our day-to-day life, of the inhuman dearth of noble nature, of the inhuman lack in noble nature of people, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways, of all the evil ways in which people deal with each other, in spite of all these disappointments, in spite of all these gloominess, there's always some shape of beauty which will remove this darkness from our spirit. In spite of all, some shape of beauty removes the darkness from the spirit, or moves away the pall. Pall here means covering from our dark spirit. Now, we have understood the importance of a thing of beauty, because a thing of beauty will act as a shelter whenever we feel dejected, whenever we feel upset. We'll go to this thing of beauty to find comfort, to find solace, to find happiness. So now here he gives an example of what things of beauty are. So there are so many things of beauty, such the sun, the moon, the trees old and young. So I can categorize it into three types. First, he talks about the sun, the moon, the trees old and young. These are what? These are a kind of shady boon. These are things of beauty. The sun is a beautiful thing of beauty. The moon is a thing of beauty. The trees old and young are a kind of blessing to us. This is the first category. Now, for the timing, let us put it aside. Forget about the sun, the moon, trees old and young. Are there no other things of beauty? Yes, there are. For simple sheep, the simple sheep that graze in the open field, that is also a thing of beauty. The daffodils are flowers that grow in the wild, or that we find in nature. And such a daffodils with the green world they live in, which are found in nature. And the clear rills means the clear water of the streams, the cool and clear water, crystal clear water that flow in the stream. Rills means stream. So, apart from the sun, the moon, the trees, there are other things of beauty also, like the simple sheep which is grazing in the open field, like the daffodils which are growing in the nature, like the crystal clear water that is flowing in the stream, and also the beautiful fragrance of the musk rose when it blooms. Against the hot season, the mid-forest brake, rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. So these are also things of beauty. So here, in this part, we have seen that the poet describes what things of beauty are. He talks about the sun, he talks about the moon, he talks about the trees, old and young, he talks about the simple sheep, he talks about the daffodils, he talks about the clear streams, and he also talks about the beautiful fragrance of the musk rose when it blooms. So these are the examples of a thing of beauty. Apart from these examples, there are other things of beauty also. And such too is the grandeur of the dooms. Grandeur of the dooms, remember, is the magnificence of the people who have died long back. Now, their stories we have imagined, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. All lovely tales we have heard or read. Now, these people, the stories of courage and valor of those people who have died long back, those mighty people who have died long back, their stories of courage and valor also has the ability to inspire us, to transform us, to remove the gloominess from our spirit. So that also can be categorized as a thing of beauty. So we have seen there are so many things of beauty. So all these are what? It's an endless fountain. So anywhere you look, you will see a thing of beauty. So this thing of beauty is a kind of endless fountain, a never-ending fountain of immortal drink. So when we feel thirsty, we go to a fountain. Yes? Here, whenever we feel upset, whenever we feel dejected, we'll go to the thing of beauty. And this thing of beauty will restore our happiness. An endless fountain of immortal drink pouring onto us from the heaven's brink. And who is the generator of this thing of beauty? Where is this immortal fountain coming, or endless fountain coming from? Who is the creator? In other words, who is the creator of this thing of beauty that we find in abundance. Anywhere and everywhere you will see a thing of beauty. Who created this thing of beauty? Definitely God. Pouring onto us from the heavens bring. So, who is the creator of this endless fountain? From where is it coming? It is as if pouring from the heavens bring. Heaven, abode of the gods. So, I hope that you have understood the poem. Now, let us talk about the main theme. The first line itself is the main theme of this poem. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Anything and everything that we consider beautiful is a source of constant joy and happiness. So, with this, I come to the end of this chapter. So, meet you in the next video. Thank you very much.